No, Papa, what they're doing? That's not safe, Papa. Let's go get something better.
Okay. Maddie is right, gotta be something better. Did they glue your vanity mirror to the wall? And does your mirror have water damage look like this? And now, just like me, wondering how should I remove this mirror from the wall? This is also my first time, so wish me luck, guys. So first, I was thinking of just probably adding this tape in front of the mirror, hoping that if in case I accidentally shatter it or break it, then they won't fall into my face or they won't cause injury. But I'm not sure if this really works though. Like, who knows, right? So safety first. This is just possibilities, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work. So I think you could just use any duct tape or any adhesive tape that is wide enough and probably could cover more spaces in your mirror, right? So I'm just gonna fast forward this portion because this is gonna takes forever for me to put all this tape. I don't know how much time it takes to finish all this. So now, since all of our wall are dry walls and they're just like paper layer on top of it, so I decided to just use a side cutter knife and do a light cutting all around the mirror. And this is just hoping that in case I pull off the mirror, it won't tear the good sections of my wall. We just recently painted this wall and we don't really like to damage the wall. And again, I may be right or wrong, but this is my first time, so just bear with me, okay? So it's basically just like outlining all the sides of the mirror, and it's just like a light cut to the wall. Yeah, so if you notice, I'm cutting cardboards here. This will be my wall protector as soon as I start inserting shims behind the mirror against the wall. So I will cut few pieces, and again, a newly painted wall, you don't want to hammer them and damage them, right? So fingers crossed, hopefully I don't break anything after this project. Or while doing this project, I really don't want to add more damage rather than just be able to replace this looking bad mirror. Yeah, so I got these shims from paint stores. You probably can get them from Home Depot and Benjamin Moore. They are free. And now I'm gonna start to hammer them between my mirror and my wall to have that little lift, hoping to lift that mirror from the wall slightly, slowly and surely. So far so good. So here, if you notice, I put the cardboard first before I start inserting my shim and hammer my shim from the side. Yeah, I like these paint mixing sticks or shims because they're just few millimeter, and it's just how I like it, to slowly lift that mirror off from the wall. So I don't know how many shims it would take to get this done, but again, little by little, slowly lifting that mirror, hoping that mirror would come off without even breaking the mirror and without even breaking the wall too. So I'll just fast forward some of this video and just to show you which sections I hammer in the shims, and hoping that when you do your mirror or when you try to remove your mirror, you could at least have an idea what you will be going through. Did you hear when I fast forward the hammer thing? It sounds so funny, like how can I even hammer this fast, right? And that's amazing. See that sound? It sounds like a jackhammer. I wish I could really hammer this fast and finish this project in just few minutes, right? So just bear with me. This is the second shims I inserted. So this is double the thickness of what I had earlier. And Again, by now the mirror should have been lifted from the wall more than when I started it. I'm not really sure if this will work because I only have two sides of the mirror that I can work with. The other side, there's no way I can squeeze a shims in. So hopefully this really works. Now, this is a good sign because cardboards and shims are starting to fall from the side. That means I'm already off the wall, but still not completely off. So this part, listen carefully. I'm gonna do it slow now and then have my hands to support the mirror and listen when it snaps. So far, no cracks on the mirror yet, and that's a good sign. And now I'm gonna slowly pull this mirror off, and hopefully, guys, I just don't break this mirror. I don't really want to get hurt and don't wish this mirror will be all shattered in my floor. So here you go, here you go, here you go. Slowly lift one side, and yes, nothing is broken and the wall are all good. I like to add this silicone on the bottom between the backsplash and the mirror, just like few millimeter on it. That way, the next time I put the new mirror, the water won't touch the mirror anymore, and hopefully no more water damage on mirror in the future, right? Well, I don't know if it will really work, but it seems like a reasonable idea to do so because they didn't do it before and the mirror was completely touching the backsplash, and you can prevent water from going. When you're washing your hands, it spills and you can prevent the water from going to the backsplash, and then it then goes to the mirror and went behind it. So that's where the damage starts. Yeah, so this tool that you see is the one I use to take out extra silicone. You know, when you squeeze, sometimes uneven, so when you swipe this tool out, it would even out all the silicone that you put on, then it would look neat and clean. See how much excess silicone that I took out? Yeah, but at least whatever is in that corner would be nice, neat and clean. Maybe not perfect, but at least it's clean looking. This is called No More Nails glue, industrial grade glue that I'm gonna use for the mirror. So hopefully this will also work. I just grabbed this off the shelf, and what it says is no more nails. You can just use this to glue anything and to the wall, and it would be solid hard. Well, you need curing period, but it will be solid hard when it's cured. Oh, hello mirror. Yeah, this is the mirror that we found from the store, and luckily it was a perfect size, exactly same size with the old one, but except it is a bit looking better because it has some trims on the side, and this should fit perfectly to the wall and cover up whatever's behind that wall where we remove the old mirror. Oh, another challenge here. I noticed they put 3 metal shims. I think it's a hook holder behind the mirror, so you can basically use hook, but then it will be a problem because there's missing one section and it will be uneven. So now I'm gonna cut one of my wooden shims to add it to that one corner, and so to balance the gap. So I'm gonna cut one of this piece of shim and glue this against the mirror, and this should even out all 4 sides. So later when we glue it to the wall, they will be equally balanced and straight out, not one side in and 3 corners is off, right? So this should work. I'm using the No More Nails glue. There you go. Let it dry first. Oh, and like if you see any paper label behind, I would suggest you also remove them, because they would, inside the washroom, you do your shower, there's moisture and everything, and when paper get moisture, they get wet, they can cause molds, and they are behind your mirror, which you cannot see, and you don't really want them in there. So I'm just gonna remove any sticker, paper label or whatsoever to prevent any future molds happening behind the mirror. And molds will also damage your mirror badly. Okay, time to add the glue. And it says here you have 10 minutes time to completely, within 10 minutes you should be sticking your mirror against the wall. If not, then the glue would dry out. So everything has to be done within 10 minutes. That way your glue won't dry out before you even stick it to your wall. So let's get started. Let's add some glue now on pretty much 4 corners or 4 sections of the wall, and maybe probably on few other sections. And again, I'm not the expert of this, but it's just whatever I have in my mind that I think would work. I just tried it on and hoping for the best. So I'm not an expert of this. This is my first time. And one thing I was thinking of is whatever the previous section that they put the glue on, you don't want to do that portion. So you don't want to put glue on the same portion. So I was looking at the wall and look at where they had the glue before. So I was trying to get away from that area. That way I will have a fresh, my glue would stick on some fresh area, right? So if you see me looking at the camera, I was actually looking at the wall and trying to get away from where they had the glue before. That way I can have my adhesive stick to the area that are fresh, never been glued on before. So I don't know, maybe it makes sense or it doesn't make sense, but who knows? If this worked, then this worked. If it doesn't, then maybe whatever I said from the beginning are all wrong, right? So glue, 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 glue time, glue, glue time. And don't forget, this is not the glue that you use for school. This is a special glue that they call No More Nails glue. Okay, glue time is done, and hopefully I'm still within the 10 minutes time, and the glue hasn't hardened yet, and I should be get ready to stick this mirror now. Here we go, guys. Slowly, 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 slowly. I was making sure I am aligned to where all the edges were before, and there it's still wet, so we could probably move. By the way, I added shims on the bottom, in front, on the bottom, at the end of my backsplash. I added shim to make sure that my mirror would sit on top of it, and that would give me the gap that I needed, at least a little gap between the mirror and the backsplash. So the shims will do that job for me, and that way I don't have to hold it for maybe 24 hours to keep the gap. The shims will help us keep the gap. And now pushing the mirror against the wall, It says in the instruction that within 10 minutes it should pretty much catch the wall where you want to stick it to. So I can feel it. It's like holding strong, and it's holding the mirror and the wall. So the glue seems to be working. Okay, so here I let it go now, and it's holding. It's holding perfectly. I didn't fast forward this. Like whatever you saw, it's the moment where I stick it to the wall and then I push it back, and it's after a few minutes it's already holding it straight with the help of the shim in the bottom. So it's looking good now. Like it's now looking fresh and new without any damage. So the mirror look good now, except me. It's only me that I don't look good. Well, at least the mirror looks good now, right? So if you think this is helpful and this were able to explain and make you aware of what you're about to do on your mirror project, please don't forget to subscribe, and we will try to share some more videos that we think can be helpful to others. Then we'll post some more. Thank you again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. It's either my tips video, Madison's dad, or in the future whatever Maddie's doing that he like to share. Then hope to see you on our next video, guys. Bye.